WNBA insanity, I'm convinced at this point there is no limit. It is absolutely limitless, and we're seeing it with more and more fallout from the whole Alyssa Thomas, Caitlin Clark brouhaha. And I want to give you a clip here that I want to react to, that I want to talk about, because I think it's really important, and kind of gives us a chance to step back, look at it from the outside a bit, from some professional athletes who might understand what is going on. But real quick first, because I think this is kind of related, I want to get to a couple of things that we're seeing, and there are more than this. But it's the same type of taste of what we're seeing. Is they're already trying to set up Alyssa Thomas as the victim, right? Same old playbook. They play the bully, they get pushback, and then they scream victim, right? Angel Reese, we all know about what went on with that first game last year, and it's just over and over again, right? You've got this. Now, keep in mind what happened. Alyssa Thomas, she got away with a flagrant two that should have seen her ejected from the game during the game. But they got her after in review, so she's missing a game, as she should, because she did not get tossed with the flagrant two that should have been called during the game. Okay, real simple, real straightforward. Okay, great. Would have been great to see the officials do their jobs during the game and have and call it then and toss her out. By the way, it absolutely would have flipped. The Indiana Fever would have won the game had the call been made correctly at the time. Let's hope that the officials get fired. Well, we know that's not going to happen. I can hope, though, right? I can pretend. But take a look at this. You would think she's getting locked up or something. All this over a one-game suspension. I'm cracking the F up. Yeah, this is Dewana Bonner putting out on her Instagram. Forever got your front and your back. We love you. It's kind of creepy talking about her front and back like that. But again, Dewana Bonner, she's probably worried about a little, domestic action going on, not in her favor when she's got the 285-pound muscled up male bodybuilder as her significant other, Alyssa Thomas. I'm joking. She's not 285 pounds. Close though. I would bet she's close. Dewana doesn't want to get she don't want to get smacked around again. But I saw a few things like this. We've got this to show you as well. This is from the official Phoenix Mercury Twitter account, X account. Let this sink in. Yes, they did delete it. They actually they saw the backlash. They saw what was going on and the reaction to it, and they were smart enough to delete it. But this tells you a lot about the WNBA, that the Phoenix Mercury team account thought it was okay to put this out there. Think about that for a second. If you wonder about all the stuff that's going on with the WNBA, this is a great example. This is their mindset. This is the bubble that they live in, folks. Now, before we get to the Shannon Sharpe thing, and I saw other things like this too. I saw someone else for the Phoenix Mercury did a similar thing to Dewana Bonner. Like they're all coming out and making comments as if Alyssa Thomas is the victim in this situation. And then we had this as well, Justice Collins, women's basketball commentary, unbiased and unbothered live show. With the AT play last night, I see a lot of people saying, who gets up with closed fists? Now, well, we'll get into that in a moment. Well, probably somebody who has no labrums in both arms. An open hand push bends the wrist back, forcing the shoulder socket to absorb a massive rotating load, which can cause pinching or dislocation without labrum cartilage. By using closed fists, AT locks her wrist straight. This bypasses the unstable shoulder mechanics, shifting the load to her triceps and chest instead of her damaged joints. And of course, that got a community note. We all tried to say, yeah, you know what? This probably isn't a good take, Justice. We tried to let her know, but she just kept doubling down and doubling down. Livewire Sports Media, you want to delete this post because she doesn't have any labrums, then she shouldn't be diving on the ground for loose balls. You don't use someone's neck to get yourself up off the ground. A lot of people are saying the same things. Well, people do care because, like I said in my original post, people keep posing the question, who gets up with closed fists? Everything else you said is irrelevant. Irrelevant to my initial post. I just share what someone with no labrums avoids getting up with an open hand. Hope this helps. Google is free. Simply research if torn labrums can impact the way you get up, and you'll be shocked by the answer. Nope, simply Googled blah, 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 and continued. I'm happy that's your or because she got someone who actually has this problem, and I, who have someone who deals with athletes, also tell you this is nonsense. Are your labrums repaired through surgery? Because I agree, closed fist was odd. So I simply thought to do some research. You didn't do any research. How labrums impact getting up and on are like the most arrogant, condescending nonsense, refusing to accept that she is wrong. And I want to get down because I just thought this was a little more here, right? Here is
Angel
AT.
Reese, test of a defender.
Here is AT getting up, and look how she does it. Yeah, right on her hands like a normal person, right? So type of stuff that we get. People bending over backwards because it is Caitlin Clark to excuse and dismiss what is going on, what is being done to her. So now let's get to the key element here. We got Shannon Sharpe, Chad, and apologies, my man. I'm not sure who the third guy is, although, shout out. I appreciate him wearing the World Cup stuff. Thank you. Well, I know he's not a soccer.
Alyssa Thomas has received a flagrant 2 and a 1-game suspension for her reckless making contact with a fist to the throat of Caitlin Collins in the WNBA announced today.
Not sure why he said Collins, unless Collins is the, what's her name, the reporter, and who did the announcing, and he kind of threw them together.
The incident for which Thomas was deemed to have committed a non-basketball act occurred in the Mercury's 111-109 win over the Fever on Wednesday. Joe.
She got a little extra in there. She put a little extra in there.
Even if you say intent.
She
because
did.
Intent only matters to the individual committing the act.
Right.
Caitlin Clark's throat is still hurting, whether she intended to do it or not. But this is how you know. Let me ask you a question. We've all fallen at some point in time. Who falls on their fist? You spread your hands. You try to brace it. Ocho, you don't even try to fall like that. Come on now. Even if you're a Mercury fan, even if you're a Alyssa Thomas fan, physics teaches us nobody falls like that.
No, not on your knuckles.
No.
You'll break something, man.
Hey, first off, Alyssa Thomas, she tough.
Yeah.
She tough as a wood nickel. You hear me? Yeah, she tough as a wood nickel. So she put a little extra on.
She did.
Yeah, she put a little extra on. Yeah,
Well,
she did.
Remember she got Angel Reese last year around the neck.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what we talk about? Lay low and play slow. Oh, I ain't mean to. My bad. I ain't trying to put these I ain't trying to put these knuckles in your neck. My bad. Let me. You know what I mean?
So I have no problem them upgrading this to a flagrant and suspending her because of the history that we've seen. We've seen acts that are not basketball related. That is not a basketball related act, what she did.
Yeah, man. The boys were cooking. And I've seen people also, in order to defend Alyssa Thomas, trying to get at the Caitlin Clark fans by like, oh, what about what Alyssa Thomas did to Angel Reese? A couple of things. And here's where we get to the big issue. Alyssa Thomas got the flagrant 2 and was thrown out for what she did to Angel Reese. And I said that was the right call. So there wasn't anything to get into an uproar about. That's the point, is it was called, she was tossed. This wasn't even called a regular foul or a flagrant 1 during the game, and the official was looking right at it. The referee was looking right at it and did not make the call, didn't even call a regular foul. We had to get the flagrant 2 after the fact. And that is the issue that everyone is having. It's the fact that these calls are not made when it's Caitlin Clark. They are not made when it is Caitlin Clark. Almost forgot. I had another one that was actually even more obvious. She gets up in like a basic normal push-up position. Boom, there you go, my friends. There you go. But here's the thing. It's like I don't even think she was bracing. Like that was just she was dry. And anyone who plays, I'm telling you, if y'all are going to be honest, you recognize for that for what it is. If you step back, take Alyssa Thomas out. Well, you don't even have to take Alyssa Thomas out of it because we know she's a dirty player. But you take Caitlin Clark out of it and all of that that surrounds it, that is 100%. Even if you want to say intent doesn't matter, and it doesn't, and you want to say, well, I can't read your minds. I can tell you as a player that was absolutely on purpose, right? Those are the little things that happen. Man, get some pro football players to be honest about what goes on in piles when there's, say, a fumble and what players do to each other, or even what goes on if it ends up being a big pile because someone got tackled and what players do to each other. This is 100% on purpose from Alyssa Thomas without any doubt whatsoever. No doubt whatsoever. So the battle now, of course, is going to be the narrative going for it. They're going to flip it, as you're seeing with Dewana Bonner and some of the other stuff that I've seen like that as well. They are positioning Alyssa Thomas to be the victim, and the initial act won't be what Alyssa Thomas did to Caitlin Clark. It'll be the fans' reaction to what Alyssa Thomas did. And more importantly, true, again, which I want to emphasize, the reaction to the fact that there wasn't even a regular foul called during the game, right? We probably are not talking about this if Alyssa Thomas got a flagrant two immediately and got tossed out of the game. Because all we keep asking is officiate properly. Anyway, as always, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I've completely forgot to mention the notification bell. I was doing pretty good for a while, or the hype thing on mobile. You can do that as well. I will talk to y'all later.